Hi, hi. As you can see, John Mills has just flown over to me and visited to me in his TARDIS. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if you have seen it, but Double Boost, John Mills, I have made a TARDIS for his wife Debs, and I actually made two, so I also have one. So if you want to see her unpack the TARDIS, you can go to Double Boost's channel. Just a little fun. So. And here is my summer project. I have started it already because it will be a little long video if I would like to show you, but it's a little repeat of what I do here. Actually it was not my plan to show you it, because I thought it would be a little too much, but then I decided why not show it. So I'm sorry if I haven't shown the first part of it, but that's not the most interesting part. What's come from here is more interesting, and I have counted some these or undersunk these hinges that I also will show you again. So from here I'll show you the rest of the project. I don't know if I've said it. It's a door to my house, and this part is what turning outside, and the bottom of the door here is made of oak tree, because it's always there. It rottens the wood. So the outside and the bottom here is oak tree, and the rest of it is made in pine, good pine tree. I choose, let's go a little closer. The wood I choose to use to this is the inside of the wood. There's no splint here, but when the white piece is coming out here, I don't use. I have carefully chosen this wood here down at the wood store, because if you smell it, it smells fantastic. But I only use the best wood to it. When I use all that time to make it, then I also want to use some good wood. So that's what the rest of it is made of. Here is the wood for the doors. I have cut it up, and now I have to plane it. First here, and then square here, and then to thickness afterwards. But I just want to show a little more thing with this. I'm not a wood specialist in any way, but a little experience through the time I have had with wood. But I think that wood have just you can see here, the core of the tree is, I have discovered that it have a tendency to crack just around here in the core of the wood. So I choose the wood so wide that I can cut this piece just in the core, inner core of the wood away. So I don't think that you can see, but sometimes just in the core here it cracks. So I choose the wood a little wider, so I can cut this piece away. But now I will plane and make that into the right thickness. I have a few scrap pieces here. I take along so they have the same dimension. So I have them to, when I am adjusting my table router. but that's just a piece of scrap wood, but I think here you can see it. That line there, that is the good wood in here, and that is the not so good wood. It can of course be used to many other things, but when it's you want wood that should be out in wind and weather, that is a good wood then. I say it again, it smells fantastic. But let's plane some wood. Now let's see if it is square. Don't know if you can see it, but I really like that sound there when it's just hitting on both sides at the same time. I really, after I have done this modification here on my planer, it really works. I have trouble before because I have talked about it earlier, but it have no support in this end in the old setup and the original setup. So when I planed the wood, I pushed here because there was no support in here. That was how the machine was made, but after I have done that, it has support in both ends. I really, it's working. This, and it's every time, and I can take that one off and put it on again, and then it's still straight. So that's I'm really pleased with that modification. Now all the wood is squared, so now I will plane it into thickness. But I want to show you a little what I do. You can see there is, I have just Googled it because I don't know what they are called, but they say cam. We call it knast here in Denmark. But when there is someone like that, that's a fine cam. But there can also be some black cams who can fall out. But when they are like this one here, they are okay. But when I plane it, I try to. It's not always possible, but if I can do it, I plane it this way, so the cutter is going just that way. That's so you can see the cutter is coming here. If I now turn it around, now I shall see if it is possible to see here. Then I go against the wood. If I go, can you see it? There. Then I go, no, that way. Then I go against the wood. I think when I go with the wood this way, it will be nicer. So let's thickness plane it. there are more times to go, but I'll do that later. But as you can see, I'm trying to use this side of the planer when I'm thickness planing, because almost always I use this side when I square it up. So that's to wear the knife in here all the way. If I only use this piece all the time, then it will be dull here and sharp on this side. So I try to use the whole planer. So, but now I will just plane it all to the right thickness. And here is my table router. It is a Electra Bacon. It is made in Germany. So it's not a big heavy machine, but to these small things I'm making, it's working really, really fine. In this side of the machine, I can make tabs and slots and things in the end of the wood. I can put it in here, and I also usually put a clamp, but that will get to how I do it, and put them in the machine like that, and then the router is running here. I can also take this part off and put on the other side, and then I can put, again, I hope you can see that. Yes, I think, let's think about that one is turning around, and then I can go it like that through the router and make a long slot in here. The doors on my boat I have made on this machine, and you probably know I have to make a door again on a boat, and that I will show you. But what I want to say tell is I have a router to it. It's working fine, but I have searched the net and found a router that is, I think, is better. It has some 4 cutters. So I ordered it, and it should be here in a few days, and I'm looking forward to it. It will be exciting also to show you the tool, and we together can see how it works. So that I'm looking forward to, and I'll show you when the package is coming also. And here is the setup to cut the pieces of wood in the right length. As you can see, the table here on the circular saw is the same as over on my little homemade table router. So I can use that here to put a piece of wood in, and then I use that to line up there. So I can make them all the same length. And if you can see it, it is also made. I thought a lot when I made this, because it's a little shop, so I have to fit it in. But you can see the table here on my drill press. If I lower that down, I can also use that as a stop to when I'm cutting pieces of wood in the right length. And if I can see, I don't know if I can try, you can see, let me show you it. I'm just walking. Here I have this hole, so if it's a little longer piece of wood, I can put it in that hole. So that I thought many long over how I will put the machine. But I don't know if you have seen Keith Fenner's one of his last videos. He is also working on how to make a shop work. That can take a lot of time to see where do I put the different things. just received this package here. It is a new tool I have bought. So let's see what's in it. It's a little exciting. I hope it's the tool. It's a tool I have wanted for a long time. So let's see what it is. Oh boy. It is a wood cutter, a wood slot or wood. Let's see how it is working. Yeah. It is, I have always, in a long time, I have used this cutter here. It is working fine, but it have these two cutters there, and it can make a splint off when it going through the wood. And also in the, let's see if I can explain a little about. If I want to make a slot in here, then the edge there, it can do almost like that there. It is taking a little splint off. So then I decided now it was time to buy this tool here, because it have, I don't really know what to call it, but it have a forecutter. It cuts the wood before this one come, and then it's come around here, and you will see there's that one there is that is really sharp, and it should do so it not making splints. I'm a little excited to try to use it. So and it should be possible with using these rings here. That I should sit and think about how that is used. So you can go from, I think it was 4 millimeter, and then put these in. So you change the depth of the slot, so up to 15 millimeters. So that's gonna be interesting to try and use. Let's see, I can't remember how deep it can cut. Let's see. At just 3 point, we shall have a little 3.3, no, 33 millimeter is the thickness. So, and it also has something that is really good. What is it? These inserts. You can change them just in as in the lathe, and turn them around. That's also so really fine. This one here, it have to be grinded, and I can grind a high-speed tool, but these two here, I don't think I can do that yet. Maybe I think it's going to be, because they have to be exact the same. So now all the wood is ready. It is nice and square and cut into the right length and ready to try and use the new cutter. I'm looking forward to it, and I'll make videos of it, and we will do it together and see how it is performing. But that will be exciting. That will be in the next episode. So thanks for now.